here today, trying to get in a little walk. You got to take care of yourself. So today we're talking in regards to a higher frequencies, higher levels, higher understanding, just being better at what we claim to be. So as we progress in this thing we call life, as we move about in this thing we call Freemasonry, it is detrimental that you remember along the way you're going to come across individuals who are going to try to cut you down. But you have to remember that you have to be able to stand no matter what. You're going to have to be able to move in such a way that that you're going to be able to navigate this thing we call the matrix. So today, as we venture up into Freemasonry, as we look at it from another point of view, besides that which is on the ground floor. Just the other day, I talked about the middle chambers. I talked about how when you get into the middle chambers, that things are so open to you. What's up, bro? All right. That things are so open to you that stairs. But when you get into the middle chambers, after you have taught or have been educated about the 3, 5, and 7, what does that look like? So you get into the middle chambers, and there you find all of the attributes of life. And then within the middle chambers, you're supposed to be able to somewhat make suitable proficiencies in those rites and ceremonies that you find there. And there are absolutely rites that you find within the middle chambers. Now, after you've done that work in the middle chambers, after you've done that, and they proclaim that you are now a master mason, what does that look like? So now you've been supposedly raised to that sublime degree of a master mason. And I know that a lot of people say, well, that's all there is. That's it. This is it. I beg to differ, because I'm going upon my own personal experience and going into the appending bodies. I find that it adds to the beauty of Freemasonry. It brings a full circle of what Masonry looks like, not just based upon those first 3 degrees, but based on a system that teaches philosophy in war and justice. Hear what I'm saying. I'm saying based upon a system that is based upon philosophy, justice, and war. Yeah, I said all 3 of those. So when you get into the York Rite body of Freemasonry, you're dealing with more of a religious side of Freemasonry that speaks about equality, it speaks about love, it speaks about how to become one with God, how to enjoy the commune of the Spirit. This is all in the York Rite degree, because within the York Rite degree, you're dealing with a variety of things that are taking place. You're dealing with a holistic side of Freemasonry, where you're dealing with the high priest, and you're dealing with the Knights of Templars and the Knights of Maltas. You're dealing with those things that are supposed to be more of a religious aspect of Freemasonry, in my own personal opinion. However, once you have made that journey up through the Royal Arch degree and understanding the harmonious occasion of getting to know who God is, and you go into the Knights of Templars, where you've talked and you speak about the ideal of being a servant unto God, and bringing about a love and understanding. This is what I get. And then, once you've done those workings in the York Rite, once you've done those workings in those particular degrees, and you have this understanding, once you've gone through the 9 arcs, there are 9 arcs. Once you've gone through those arcs and you've gone through the Knights of Malta, the Knights of Templars, there's another one. There's 3 of them over there. Can't think of the 3rd one. But once you've done that, man, and then you cross over, or you decide to go over to the Scottish Rite side, where you're dealing philosophy, you're dealing war, you're dealing justice. That's a whole nother thing. Trust me. That is absolutely a whole nother thing. A lot of us tend to forget. We forget that's a whole nother journey over there. Because over in that night, over on the uh, Scottish Rite side, you're given swords or swords. You make this oath of protection, of justice and righteousness. You do all of this. You learn about philosophy. You do all the breakdown stuff. And it is just a different feel. Now, if you're able to combine that, if you're able to bring that whole thing in a complete circle, it's a beautiful thing. It shows your journey, up one side and down the other, or up both sides. It shows that complete journey. But most people don't take the journey. Most people don't. They seem like as if they're afraid to make the journey of the York Rite and Scottish Rite. But I've made the journey. I like what I've learned. It opened me up. And when I say open me up, what it did for me gave me a variety of perspectives besides my own narrow-mindedness of perspective. Because a lot of things we're involved with, we're taught these things, so we keep on doing the same thing. That's what we do. We keep doing the same thing, and and we're looking for something different. Nothing different is going to happen. And what I want to encourage you to do, my brothers and my sisters, is that within the craft, I want to encourage you to take a look at the York Rite. I want to encourage you to take a look at the Scottish Rite and learn from both, because both have lessons that can help and enhance you in this walk, in this journey, within the confines of Freemasonry. Now, to my sisters of the Order of the Eastern Star, I will advise you to do the same, especially if you're looking into the Herons of Jericho, and for us, the Lady Knights of Templars. And there's one more missing. Queen of the South is another one. Those things all enhance your journeys. What they do is they give you another perspective, another outlook, another piece added to the puzzle. Because just because you're an Eastern Star, my sister, that is not the end of the journey. That is just the beginning of the journey. My brothers, just because you are a Master Mason, sublime degree of a Master Mason, that is not the end of your journey. That is just the beginning of your journey. And what we have to do is take a visualized picture and look at that for what it is. But how many of us can do that? How many of us can take a step back and begin to break down this journey and look at it for what it is, and how it can add to your journey in life? It really can. But that's something you're going to have to want to do. That is something you're going to have to really sit down, take a look at, break it down, and say, yes, this is what I want for me. Because that is something I had to do. I was never rushed to go up into these various houses. I was never rushed, and I don't think it's something you should rush into. I think it's a process that you should take and go from there. That's my opinion, based upon what I've come across in this journey. And then when you begin to build on a variety of relationships along the way, it's a beautiful thing. It is such a beautiful thing, but a lot of us never get there. A lot of us never see the value of those appending bodies. I don't know why, but we don't. And it's crazy though. It's crazy, but that is something you're gonna have to really dive into, because just as the Royal Arch degree on the York Rite side, there's a Royal Arch degree on the Scottish Rite side. And I laugh at that because of the similarities of the degree work, and just like it is in the Lodge of Perfection, as you begin to open the delta in the Lodge of Perfection, you begin to go down into the delta in the Royal Arch degree. And that's something I think is totally beautiful when you begin to really take a actual look at it. I really think you should. And while I'm here, I just want to say greetings to everyone who's who's coming on today. I want to let you know I appreciate you. Thank you for coming in and joining in with me today. Uh, Man, it's a beautiful day out here today. I just decided to take a walk, a journey. I don't know if you can put anything in the chat room or not, but if you can, great. If you can't, pass the video along. It is my hope, as always, that you will be able to grasp something out of what I'm saying. Because so many times people forget the principles and attributes of Freemasonry in the Order of the Eastern Star. They just walk past it. They seem as if, it's for naught. You find people who always want to have a good time, who always want to party. But do they actually take the time to learn the craft? Do they take the time to learn the Order of the Eastern Star and how it does and how it should enhance your life on this journey? Understanding the basic fundamental and groundwork that you stand on. It's a solid foundation. It is truly a solid foundation, but that is something that you're going to have to really take a look at, really to shape it and work through it, because a lot of us don't do those things. And this is what you get. You get a lot of people arguing over small stuff, within the confines of Freemasonry, not understanding the love that comes with being a part of this special organization, this special craft, this Order of the Eastern Star, this thing that so many of us call and say that we love, but yet we're so destructive when it comes to it. Some of us get into positions within the Freemasons and the Order of the Eastern Star, and having these positions, it really does the organization a disservice instead of a service, because what I've found is that people get into these positions and they fucking lose it. They do, man. They lose it. And you be like, come on, bruh. Come on, sister. And they lose it. And, but that's just the logistics of it. But I enjoy it. I like it. It would have been better if I'd have stepped off the sidewalk and you'd have stayed on. Pardon? I said it would have been better if I stepped off the sidewalk and you'd have stayed on. Yeah, that's how that works.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Appreciate it.
All right, then. Yeah, So, that's the craziest thing. So when you get into the positions of leadership, be the leader, set the example of how the organization is supposed to grow and be. Don't tear it down because you're angry at someone who may bring a different point of view or bring a different perspective, because these various degrees does that. They give you a different perspective from the point of view of what the degree teaches. And I've gotten a lot out of it. This is why it's so crazy for me. I can go to the church, I can go to the mosque, and people say, well, how can you do that? And I've said this plenty of times. I'm not mad at the messengers of Christianity or Islam. I'm not mad at the messengers. Did I get the message that was brought by them? Do I have a complete, or even do I have a minute understanding of what they're trying to convey to me within the brotherhood of my Muslim family, within the brotherhood of my Christian family? Do I even have a small concept of what it is? And there you will find a better understanding of your purpose in life. That's my opinion. That is honestly my opinion based upon my journey. Yes, I've had some good times and I've had some bad times in this thing we call Freemasonry. There's some times I've been wanting to quit. Oh man, there's some times I've been wanting to say, you know what, the hell with it. But because of the variety of brothers and the blessings of sisters that I've come across, and I say variety of brothers because I've traveled, and I've seen sisters and I've seen brothers where they have come up and they have appreciated the works They have said thank you, and it makes it worthwhile. I'm not gonna kid you. I've gotten calls from brothers say, "Hey man, you know what? Continue to do the thing you're doing. I'm learning a lot, and I'm learning too. I'm growing in the process because what it does for me, it makes me go read more books. And to the brothers who have sent me a variety of books, if you have sent me anything, I have cracked it open, I've read it. I ain't gonna say I've read the whole entire thing, but I've done that. And it's because of you. It's not just because, oh, I know everything. No, you have helped me to grow. And if anybody in your life, if you've come across people, if you're not putting anything in them, you're definitely not gonna get anything out of them. You're not. You're not. See, when I come on and do this, it's an investment in you. When you show up and you watch, it's an investment in me. So we're both benefiting from being here and watching and learning. Because trust me, in some of the comments that I've gotten, I've learned a lot. Man, I've learned a lot. People tell me, hey, you need to leave this part alone. Leave that alone. That you've done that so many times, just leave it alone. And I get it. I'm not saying I don't. I hear you. I get it. And I thank you. And then there are some that say, man, we need to talk about that a little bit more. I get it. So I'm not trying to sugarcoat or run one way versus the other way. I try to be as broad, as open as possible with what I know, and pass it on, because I can't take it with me. Anything I have, I can't take it with me. So I gotta deposit it into somebody who's gonna get something out of it. I have to do that for myself. Which way you looking for, man? You looking to go inside the hospital?
Fourth floor.
Fourth floor? Go up these steps right here. You can go up these steps right here.
I can have it?
Yes. Room
Yeah.
fourth floor, 4 west, 4 south, what?
Say four.
Oh, you're looking for 4 south. Go up these steps right here. Go through this door, go along the hallway. You'll come right to the elevators, okay? All right.
Say
4 south. So, and this is why we should do the things we do within Freemasonry in the Order of the Eastern Star, because when you are in position to influence or to help somebody along the way, do that positively. Don't do that to cut them down. Don't do that to throw shade on somebody else. Do that to enhance them in their journey. Do that to enhance them, because too many times brothers and sisters come along, man, and they destroy that mind of that new member. They destroy them. No, don't do that. Enlighten them on the first 3 degrees or the Order of the Eastern Star. Enlighten them on the capabilities and the abilities to go up into the previous degrees. Have them to think about it. Hey, you know what? You might want to go into these particular degrees because they're going to add to it. You know, and that's why I often say the higher I climb, the clearer the vision. I don't always want to just be a master mason. I just didn't always want to be a master mason. I wanted to see what it was like in these appending bodies or these degrees. I wanted to understand the Scottish Rite degree work from a different point of view. Not just my own, not just out of Scottish Rite Volume 1 and 2, but venture out and learn about the Scottish Rite body of Louisiana. Learn about the National Scottish Rite. Learn about these other entities that exist within the framework of Freemasonry. Because trust me, it's bigger than where you at. Oh, you can, man, I'm telling you, and I've said it over and over and over again. Masonry is bigger than where you at. If you think just because you're part of a General Grand Masonic Congress or a Council of Grand Lodges or a Council of Grand Masters, whatever you want to call that group of Masonic bodies that you're with, outside of that body is, man, Masonry is so much bigger. I don't care if you're part of the Council of North America Masons or South America, man, it is just so much bigger than where you're at. And when you get there, and when you see for yourself, then you're going to say, man, it's beautiful. When you see other rites at practice, when you go somewhere and you see other brothers dressed different than you, and their Masonic work is just a little bit different than yours, it's beautiful. And for some of us, we'll never get there because we will never get beyond our own Grand Lodge. We'll never get beyond our own Scottish Rite. We'll never get past that because This is your main. This has all been told to you. You're afraid to pick up other books and read them regarding Freemasonry. Man, it's so much. It's so much information out there in a variety of different Masonic rites. It will blow your mind. It will totally. You'll be like, well, damn, you know. But all of it is beautiful. All of it is beautiful. All of it. All of it is beautiful in its own ceremonial right. It is truly beautiful. I've learned so much talking with a variety of Masons from across the world. Being on a Zoom call with them, and they're doing a variety of different lectures and they're sharing their information with me. I've learned so much more. And to my brothers over in Brazil, and I talk about them often because I appreciate them. And I'm sending a big shout out today to the Supreme Council of Brazil. I want to say thank you for your assistance, thank you for your help, and only a few people know about that message I just said regarding the Supreme Council of Brazil. I want to say thank you. I want to say, because it's, man, when you're able to reach out beyond your own borders, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But some of us are so stuck, we won't get past it. Some of us are afraid of heights. We're afraid of heights. Some of us see Freemasonry and you be like, nah, man, I don't want to do that. You know, even those who are afraid of walking the hot burning sands of the desert, that adds to the journey. I don't know how people can become Shriners before you can become a Knights of Templar, or before you will become a 32nd sublime prince. We don't do that here. There would be no internet raising. There would be no walk in the sands and then you did it by Zoom and now you are a Shriner. There would be none of that here. Here. Everything you get here, you're going to go through an initiation process. Everything you get. And that's why I like where I'm at. There would be none of that, well, today, bro, no. You either going to come get it or you're not going to get it. Either you're going to go through the process or you're not going to go through the process. Because there's a difference. You sitting down watching this happen is different than going through it. I'm just telling you. Anybody who's come to this jurisdiction for visitation purposes, be it whether you was in Vegas or LA or San Diego or Oakland, it's different. It's different because I think every Grand Lodge tries to do things that's going to add flavor, that's going to add to the process. At least if you're not doing it, you should do it. Hear me clearly. If you're not doing it, you should do it. Your Grand Lodge should have something different to offer a Master Mason. Your Supreme Council should have something different to offer the person who's going into the appending bodies. It just should be different. It shouldn't be like everybody else. Oh, we do it just like they do it. No, no, it should be different. It should have a little oomph to it. I've been to Masonic raisins and I fell asleep in them because it had no value to it. I went to a Masonic raisin, God honest truth. I went to a Masonic raisin and I fell asleep at the raisin because it had no energy, no life, And no, it shouldn't be like that. When you go into these appending bodies, when you go up top and you do your thing, man, it should be some value to that. It should be something to it. And if there's nothing to it, then I don't know what to say about it. I don't know. It is my hope, as always, that when I travel, when I go to places and I'm invited, whatever it is, man, I want to bring some life to it. If you're not bringing life to the craft and all you're doing is sucking it, if you're not bringing life to the craft and all you're doing is sucking it dry, all I can say is, oh my. That's all I can say. Oh my. You should be able to bring some life to it, And with that being said, I hope, as always, that you've gotten something out of this. I hope that you were able to grow. I want to see everyone grow. I want to see everyone prosper. I want to see your Grand Lodge grow. I don't care whether you're Prince Hall, PHA. I don't care what it is. I want to see your Grand Lodge flourish. That's what I want for you. I want you to enjoy. Forget all that other mess. Enjoy the craft. Enjoy the sisterhood. Find some real sisters in this thing, because there are. Find some real brothers, because there are. There are some gentlemen in this organization who will stick closer to you than your own family. Trust me, I've come across them. I've come across brothers who said, look, if you're coming to my city, my key to my house is going to be here. You're welcome to go in. I've done that. That's right. I've traveled across country. Brother said, you don't need a hotel, brother. Come to my house. You can sleep here. My wife know you coming. See, man, y'all have that experience one day. That's all I got to say. But until then, peace and be well. Hey, I love you all, and God bless you. May God keep your family healthy and well. So much going on out here today. And until next time, remember, I'm not your study guide. I'm just here to help you study. Keep your light on. Stay out the bushes. I'm out. Peace and be well.